I want to make sure I say this because I think it's important that a lot of people just brush it off like, oh, that makes sense. The Lakers and the Clippers were set to play tonight at Staples. The game has been postponed, and it will be played on a different day. And I completely understand that a lot of you are going, that was the right thing to do. That was right. That was a good decision. That was a right call. Good decision, right call. This was a Lakers home game. This is very important. This is a Lakers home game. So instead of playing the Clippers tonight at home, they will, in 3 nights, if not postponed, they will play the Portland Trail Blazers on Friday night at Staples. That'll be the first Laker game, period, since LeBron passed Kobe to become the 3rd all-time leading scorer in the history of the NBA, and, of course, since the passing of Kobe Bryant and 8 other people on board the Mamba Chopper. But tonight would have been maybe a little bit early, and it would have been a little bit raw, and it might not have been great basketball, but it's exactly what Los Angeles needed. It's exactly what the Lakers need. It's exactly what basketball needs. Frankly, even sports. Like, I understand that there's going to be a memorial, there's going to be an outpouring of support, and Kobe will be memorialized time and again at home games, even when they play the Portland Trail Blazers. The Clippers are a team that occupy the same arena. The Clippers have Kawhi Leonard, whose game in some ways reminds people of Kobe Bryant. He grew up, like Paul George, watching and idolizing those Laker teams with Shaq and with Kobe. But Lakers-Clippers has not always been a rivalry. It's become one, but it's an LA thing. And I cannot believe that the Lakers and the Clippers, especially the Lakers, going through this very, very hard time, couldn't see the pluses way outweigh the minuses. Look, when somebody close to you dies, it's always going to feel like too early. It's always going to feel like too early. On the other hand, what are you left to do if you're not playing basketball or working? You're left to sit and think. You got the rest of the day to think. The whole idea of sports is to take us for whatever period of time we're playing sports. The people that are watching sports, and even when us play sports, you're not thinking about what's going on at home. Issue with your wife, issue with your kids, issue with your folks, your in-laws, your finances, your job, or whatever. You're just watching a game. Hey, can you keep it down? The game's on. And how many times did your dad say that to you? Maybe only my dad was the Neanderthal. Don't say anything. I'm taping the game. And then the game was on. Nobody's talking because I'm watching the game, right? Because the rest of the world doesn't exist. I actually told my son this about 2 weeks ago. We went for a bike ride. He had like an afternoon and the weekend off, which never happens. We go for a bike ride, and he was like, Dad, which sport did you like best when you were a kid? And I told him, I loved them all. I was like, you know what I love most about playing basketball? I said, when I got to college and many times when I was playing and professionally, I wasn't a great scorer. I wasn't a great shooter. But my power was passing. He's like, yeah, I know that, Dad. I said, but that's not the part I like best. The part I like best was I would see something before everybody else saw something. I would throw a pass, and you would almost hear a gasp from the crowd. And then my teammate would catch it and dunk it or finish it or make a shot. Right? Because for whatever period of time I was playing and they were watching, they were so into what was going to happen next, they weren't thinking about their car, their wife, their job, their dad, their mom, the death of Kobe Bryant. That's exactly what people need. Then you factor in Lakers, Clippers, it's LA. Those Laker fans are the ones who need a game. They need a game right now to feel better. Even if only for 3 hours. They need to not think about what they feel and how they connect and how it makes them. If Kobe Bryant can be mortal and succumb to a helicopter crash, what can happen to me, right? If immortals can be mortal, then what about me? That's what people struggle with. The NBA ratings have been down. It would have been the highest rated game to date. The Lakers and the Clippers are a burgeoning rivalry. They may well match up 7 times in the Western Conference Finals. The Lakers need a game. Laker fans need a game. Basketball needs this big game. And what are the options, right? The Clippers are going to play the Kings on Thursday. The Lakers are going to play the Blazers on Friday. That's not a way to celebrate the life of Kobe Bean Bryant. Going out and playing a game. Because I think of Kobe, there's a famous surfer, big wave surfer, named Eddie Akau, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. And I think Billabong bought the rights to the saying. Forgive me if I get the wrong surf gear company. But the expression in Hawaii is Eddie would go, right? Waves are too big, Eddie would go. Overcast skies, Eddie would go. You got a stomach ache, Eddie would go, right? Because Eddie Akau, who actually died surfing big waves because he's a big wave surfer and, you know, Mother Nature does win. That's how Kobe Bryant was, wasn't he? Wasn't that the whole idea of the Mamba mentality, pushing through all pain, all fatigue to try and win? So, look, I'm not crushing the NBA. I'm not crushing the Lakers. I'm not sitting here telling you they're idiots. I understand our desire to be as sensitive as possible. I know that my daughter is mourning. I can't imagine people who had, like Rob Pelinka, the general manager of the Lakers, who Kobe Bryant was his best friend, right? Like, you lose a best friend. I can't imagine all those players who grew up idolizing him. You saw LeBron James when he stepped off the plane from Philadelphia. These guys, it's really hard to deal with. And no one wants to rush them back on. But you're going to make them play Friday anyway, right? They're going to play Thursday. That's their job. Eventually, you got to get back to work. Why not celebrate the life of Kobe Bryant the way that Kobe Bryant would like this life celebrated? With a good old-fashioned win against the LA Clippers at Staples. It would be cathartic. How do I know? 19 years ago, yesterday, there was a plane crash at Oklahoma State. And days later, you know, I think they had a game postponed. Days later, they played Missouri. And somehow they garnered the strength to beat Missouri in what was an incredible home court atmosphere. It was cathartic for everybody in the arena. Did it bring back 10 people that died in a plane crash come back from Colorado? No. Did it fix all that was broken? No. But for those 2 hours, or what would be the 2.5 hours of an NBA game, or maybe 3 hours, sometimes they last forever, especially with the video reviews, nobody's thinking about pain. Nobody's thinking about home. Nobody's thinking about loss. You're just thinking about the game. And I think the NBA did what so many will do. In an effort to be super, super sensitive, you actually didn't understand the power and value of your own sport. I think that's a mistake. Hey, what up? Doug Gottlieb here. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Fox Sports Radio. You can catch my show, all the shows on Fox Sports Radio, unique interviews, strong takes, just interesting discussion on the sports topic of the day, of the week, of the month. It's all encompassing. It's everything you need right here on YouTube. Subscribe.